Hey, book club besties.
From Scrubs to Book Club, we're two burnt-out healthcare workers who love to yap about books. I'm Katie.
I'm Star, and welcome to Aimless Attention Podcast.
Today, we are going to be talking about Lights Out by Navessa Allen. This is the first book of the Into Darkness trilogy. What we know is that it's at least going to be 3 books. I don't know if there's going to be more in the series. But
she could easily do more.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many characters she could bring to light.
I'm so excited. So this is a spoiler warning for Lights Out and Caught Up, and anything we could predict about what might happen in the future. So just a warning about that. So Lights Out is a dark stalker rom-com that also includes a masked man and the mafia.
The mafia. I forgot about the mafia. I'm hoping, seriously, you could do so good. There's so many. God, just in case you ever watch this, there's so many. Just know.
So Lights Out.
So many of the characters I wouldn't mind seeing. Even if they were gay, I'd be all right with it.
So Lights Out starts off with we meet Aly, who is an ED nurse, emergency department nurse, in a level 1 trauma center. So she is a trauma nurse, and she is dealing with a lot of awful shit at work.
Not only just awful shit, but it's understaffed. I don't even think they could staff, even if they got enough nurses in the world to staff, because the turnover rate is so high.
Yeah.
It's traumatic to the body.
It's a hard job. And I think one of the things I liked about Aly is because she is night shift, and we can relate to that.
100%.
Working night shift at the hospital it's a whole other ball game.
But I also really appreciated how real it was.
Yes.
It was real. It was not fake at all. She genuinely, you felt her emotions and were like, yeah, that's how it is. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed that the shit that she does on her phone. I was dying because I was 100%. I just thought it was really awesome that it was real and that she probably did a really good job researching, or she did something that
has some family members or something
because it was spot on. I was very proud.
And you get to see Aly, in that burnt out state, talking about how she doesn't remember how she had a vacation when she had a vacation.
And then my favorite part was when every time she talked, she would talk about, oh, that one's going to leave. She would literally see somebody and be like, that person's already walking out the door. Mm-hmm. Because trauma's hard. It's hard. You got to have a strong stomach. And it's funny how she can just look at her coworker and be like, that one's gone. She's one of the girls, I don't remember, but wasn't it her first day?
Yeah,
and she
was
the
girl that we open up with Aly is talking to, and she's in full shock because she had to deal with a pretty bad car accident, I believe. Which Aly's mom died in a car accident, so those are already really hard for her.
Yeah.
But we find that she's just in full shock. Aly's trying to take care of her and stuff, and it was her first day on her own that she wasn't training.
That was on her own. I couldn't remember. I was thinking it wasn't her first day because she would have been with somebody. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
So I really liked that about Aly, and I love that she was still funny too. I think it can be viewed as you're heartless or you're not empathetic, but if you're put in a situation, and I think a lot of people, because she kind of refers to people that are in the ED and level 1 trauma centers are experiencing the same kind of battlefield trauma, like a soldier.
Oh
would.
Yeah,
you're
100%.
seeing some really awful things,
horrible
stuff.
So
I think there's a level of where you kind of have to be able to laugh at it, and not necessarily that those people are in these horrible positions, but this is something I'm dealing with today, oh, this person has a severed finger, this is my job, there's just a portion of it where you have to kind of be able to dissociate and kind of not look at it as the most gruesome thing you're looking at that day, because it's probably not. You're going to look at worse.
Oh, 100%. Dark humor is just part of the natural. If you don't have dark humor, you obviously are dying on the inside.
A lot of people,
you're just dying on the inside.
I think a lot of people in healthcare agree that dark humor is kind of a way to get through a lot of these awful situations. And people in the military would probably agree too. So we meet Aly. She's had a really hard day. And the one thing she turns to make herself feel better is mask talk on TikTok. And I will have to say,
Katie blew up my TikTok, has ruined. I don't even open it anymore. She sent me 3 reels, and now I get mask men all the time. Actually, one of the guys, I have to be honest, so he does a Josh, he has
the Josh
book.
Impersonator.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Don't ever take your mask off, because I need the impression that you are, who I want you to be. That's the only problem with those, because some of those mask boys don't ever take their masks off, and I'm is your body that rocking and your face isn't? Or is it just going to ruin it because your face is actually good looking, but it's not what I've been picturing the whole time? I think some of them are probably very attractive.
Yes.
It's just not what you've been picturing the whole time.
Well, that's why I think a lot of them don't demask, because there have been a few that do like a face reveal and then people are like, oh. And it's like so mean. Like these are people that have like amped you up as like you're so hot and stuff, and you like they're all like, we want to see your face, and then you finally do a reveal and then everyone's like, oh, you're not that hot. Like that would suck.
But some of them are good looking. They're like a solid 7 or 8 in like normal reality.
Yeah.
You have just hyped them up, like not you directly, but like the people have hyped them up so much that it's like
I did end up on Mask Talk after this book, and I still end up on Mask Talk sometimes. It's just
I refuse to open my TikTok. If I open it, I'm like, damn it, Katie.
It became an intentional thing to screw up your For You page.
I know you did.
And then it screwed up my For You page in the end, because I just ended up with so many Mask Talk things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Aly goes to the faceless.man.
Yeah.
And it is Josh in his custom made blue and black mask that he 3D printed himself.
Katie probably should tell you this book comes with trigger warnings.
Yes, it does.
And there are a few trigger warnings that friends called me and were like, Star, don't read this book. They weren't bad. If you have any trigger stuff that really probably bothers you, I don't think this book would really bother you. To me, this was very mellow, trigger wise.
Yeah, I
don't think it was as bad. I mean, the stuff they listed in the front of the book, I was like, oh my God, am I going to read this? And then I was like, oh, you touch it, like, they don't dwell on it, so it's not like super triggering in the sense.
I think it feels less triggering because it's consensual.
Maybe
so. There are some. I would say like I haven't read a ton of dark romance, so my best example I have is Haunting Adeline. There's a scene in there that happens with a weapon that is definitely non-consensual, and it's not like a non-con, like a con non-con type situation.
Gotcha.
It's like it definitely was not consensual in my opinion of reading that book. Whereas I feel like a lot of the situations in here, yeah, they're fucked up, but like Aly and Josh are so lighthearted, and they are both in it together that they're both very consensual in the acts that they're doing.
I guess it's probably why it didn't bother me. Yeah, it didn't bother me. It kind of was like a rom-com-y, like with a little darkness, like just a slight little touch of sprinkle of like. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. So just be aware, just because the trigger warning is long. Because it was pretty long. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of amazed. I was like,
a long trigger
wow.
warning list.
But I do actually think this one doesn't bother me in the sense that when I first read the trigger warning, and friends calling me and telling me maybe you shouldn't read this, I was a little worried. Was not bad. I've read way worse that were way more triggery that did not have trigger warnings on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I felt like some of it was just kind of touched upon. I do have to say though, I don't recall if there was a stalker trigger warning.
I believe there was. I think there was in the. Let me just pull up the list.
Because
really
like my brain was like, I don't remember that, but like that one kind of slightly bothered me.
That's the long list. I believe it does have stalking on here.
Does it say like light stalking? That's what I feel like.
It says stalking. No, it just says stalking.
I feel like it would be like, it was light stalking.
Well, there's like
don't worry, we only lightly stalked you.
In Caught Up, it says like light BDSM and stuff
there's
like that.
It says like light.
Well, there's like unintentional cannibalism.
Yeah, that was what it was. Unintentional. Yeah, but that one's cute. Like that one actually, okay. Yeah. We're not talking about that book. We will.
So yeah, so I would say if you are listening to this podcast, if you have not read Lights Out, I would check the triggers before you listen to this, just because we may talk about something that will trigger you.
Yes.
And then if you have read Lights Out and you understand what the triggers are and you were comfortable with it, welcome. We also love this book. If it's something you're not comfortable with, we totally understand. If you want to, check out the next podcast instead.
100%.
Yep.
We do not want people to be uncomfortable.
Yep. So so let's get into it. So yeah, we meet Aly, and then she goes home, and she is helping herself with the faceless man, helping her out a little bit, and kind of getting some relief from her long day of work.
She says it all clean. My brain's over here picturing how dirty. I'm just picturing how dirty I'm over here like fully like, yes.
This is probably one of the more smut forward books that I read in the beginning when I started reading.
I was going to say when she first started reading smut and she hadn't actually
yeah. So like a lot of the smut I had read probably before I started reading this was like in romantasy, and then I had read like a few Aly Hazelwoods episodes, I think. So smut was there, but it wasn't like it was a couple scenes. I did read Deep End first, so that was a more smut forward book too. But it also, again, it was not like Lights Out. Like Lights Out is very, very smut forward.
This was light smut for me. Katie has yet to get into some of the books.
I haven't read like Kiss of the Basilisk or anything like that. That is definitely just like a smut book, which I'm not against. Like I'm totally down for.
No,
smut,
I know. We just have to like finally get to the point where we're caught up to each other to be like, here we go.
Yeah.
Smut City.
No,
Stars get some smutty books.
This is kind of my foray into dark romance too. So I had not read dark, and it is a light foray into dark romance.
I have to be honest. I never really read dark romance either, though. This is probably this one and Caught Up were probably the first two that I ever read that I was like, oh, this is interesting.
I guess I had read I'd read Hooked by Emily McIntyre, which is a
I really
want to
read that one. Yeah,
I've heard that we should talk about that one too. That's interesting.
I've heard that one's good.
But yeah, so she gets a little wine drunk and she texts her friends with benefits, basically, is who Tyler is. And they'd been hooking up for about a year, and she texts him a screenshot of one of her favorite videos of the Faceless Man. And she says, hey, like, you want to meet up and, bring a mask? And he's like, no, thank you. Not my thing.
Yeah, but I was also thinking, though, do you think that her, like, trauma response was not to be with somebody? That's why she was hooking up with him?
Yes.
Like, so
I
that,
think she talked about that, is that she doesn't have time and she's got too much going on. She just needs, like, a quick release and then move on.
Because nurses work, like, 12 hours.
Yeah, and then she's pulling, like, 16s a lot of the time.
Yeah, and then you figure you got to have the time to, like, and then a lot of them work extra shifts.
Yes.
Seems to be a very common thing to like pick up extra shifts. Like working a 3-day work week is not real for nurses. They work 5 or 6 all the time. Just that's their week. And then they start over after a day or two. Mm-hmm. Like they don't like, so I thought it was kind of cute that she was like, I just need a quick fix. Just come over, bang me and go home.
Yeah.
Like, or I'll come over, bang you and go home. I don't want all the lovey-dovey stuff. Wasn't the cat the only thing that she actually like gave a shit about?
Yeah. Fred, her cat, her long-haired black and white cat.
Which was kind of traumatic though, because didn't she have like on a time feeder? Like she was that bad of a parent.
No. She came home and fed him and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking she was terrible.
Because she talked about how he was all upset because she came home late and he wanted his breakfast.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah, Fred is a big character that we'll talk about a little bit more as we get into the book. But yeah, so she comes home. She's like, I'm going to get my vibrator out. I'm going to look at the Faceless Man. I'm going to deal with myself here. and she did drive that nurse home too that had the trauma response. Yeah. So she drove the nurse home, took care of her and everything. And then she's like, I'm going to take care of myself now. And so, yeah, Tyler's like, no, thanks. I'm actually seeing someone. And we cut to Josh's perspective next, and he's playing video games with Tyler, and Tyler's like, look at this text Aly sent me. And Josh is like, fuck, that's me. And he's like, I'm glad he didn't look too closely at the picture because he could totally tell who I am based on all of my tattoos.
I forgot about that. Yeah, but he's a guy. He's not like skirling in. Girls would be investigating that shit like you would never need seen in your life. She'd be like, that tattoo, we're going to go Google that tattoo, what shop it was done in, and see, like, girls are way more investigative than boys are.
So this is referencing Caught Up, but I think, so Caught Up has the bonus chapter, which is Tyler's perspective. I think he mentions that he knows Josh has that account. So he fully recognized it in that moment, I believe. I
think he did, but I also think that guys are like way less like, weird, I don't want to talk about your dick, dude. Like, come on. Like,
he's just kind of like, whatever, I'm not going to.
Plus, their whole relationship is very much based on keeping that sense.
Yeah, keeping Josh's secret.
Yeah, so like, why would he go out of his way to be like.
For sure. I think he's just kind of like, I'm going to let you deal with your trauma in whatever way you need to, man. Because Josh created the account in the first place because when he was on dating apps, he would always be like, so his dad's a serial killer.
A serial killer.
And
this is, again, why it's trigger warning.
Yeah, he would primarily like pick up...
his dad was a hot serial killer, too, which makes it
his
worse.
His idol was Ted Bundy.
Oh, my God.
And so he would pick up primarily sex workers and stuff and then take them and, kill them. And so Josh spent a lot of his life being like, oh, my God, I don't want to be like him. And he ended up picking up hacking. Like, he figured out how to hack because he wanted to erase his mom and his presence from the internet because people were horrible and tracking them down.
Just trying. I thought he was also trying to like keep them out of like make himself make more anonymous and less like public.
Yeah. So
he was also trying to cover his own tracks as they were going.
Yes.
So that he could become. his own person that people couldn't just like Google his name and his father immediately
because they look
popped
exactly
up.
alike. Like as he got older,
like
they
that
looked
was
really
like
similar.
that was like one of the big things. Yeah.
So Josh has spent most of his life being like, I'm going to avoid what was like the triangle of things that serial killers do. One of them was like harming animals.
Yes.
That,
but he never actually had animals to know.
No, yeah, he always avoided them.
What's the other one?
Oh, the McDonald triad: animal cruelty, fire setting, and bedwetting. So he like.
Well, that's not fair.
So he didn't set fires, and then he said he had an iron bladder, and he never even wet the sheets one time. So he was like, two of them I'm good
not
on.
fair. Just so you know, if your child wets the bed, it's fine.
That's normal, but
it's
there's like
super normal thing.
There's like a next level of like continuing to wet the bed.
Even if they're like 15, that's still normal. I promise you. There's just certain times where like boys, especially boys, there's like the doctor has said numerous times for like most of the children that wetting the bed in older age just kind of take back their water intake, and some of it is something to do with like just their brain's development doesn't always.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's totally normal. I hate those like broad.
Yeah,
that's what sucks, because it's like super broad and it's not fair, because some people just have like, you know.
All I can think about though, like every time they talk about animal cruelty, all I can think of is Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
Yeah, but he didn't do it on purpose.
No, he didn't do it on purpose, but that's what I picture every time that's brought up.
Oh, not me. I grew up in a very interesting area where, especially during Halloween, they would hang cats from the trees.
Oh my god.
Yeah, people would block their black cats up. Like
that's insane.
I grew up in a small town though, so it wasn't like, I don't know, there was probably like 5 of them. And I have to be honest with you, I'm sure they weren't serial killers. I'm sure they grew up to be normal human beings, but there was like something weird about like, they truly thought that like
they were just superstitious about black cats.
I think it was just because, you know, you grew up in a small town and you tell each other stupid stories, and so like stupid shit happens.
That's
especially
crazy.
Teenagers. I don't know. I was not involved, but
you're like, I want to be clear, I was not hanging up the cat.
We as a secular whole were just stupid teenagers.
That's crazy.
Like Halloween especially was the worst. Like you would come out on the 1st of November and it would be like hanging cats.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. So
small towns do stupid shit.
That's crazy. So so he's like, yeah, I don't wet the bed and I don't set fires. So the one thing that he didn't test was the animal cruelty. He didn't want to try. So he's like, I'm just going to leave it at that. And the real first interaction he has is going to be with Fred.
Yeah.
So he finds out that Aly has a mask kink, and he's like, oh, she's hot. I remember that one time she came over and she had like a shirt on that barely covered her, because he's like 6'7" in this book. And she's 5'8".
I love how, I mean, at least she's at least decently tall, because that's at least a good height.
Yeah.
But I dated a guy, I'm 5'7", I dated a guy that was 6'6", and I'm going to tell you, that is not an easy. You can't tippy toe that. He has to still bend to you.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of inches between you. That's like a foot. That's not a simple like. I've thought about it numerous times. Every time I read this story, I'm like, and then I always think about it too. The guy that I dated, he was so tall that when he took a shower, he would have to literally like get under the like faucet.
I feel like
it's not like a simple.
No, and although to be fair to Josh, I feel like he would just customize everything, because he did that with his custom headboard that had like the.
Well, that's true, but he had lots of money. Like
I
dated a normal man in the real world that was like, but he was also renting the place that he was at, so it wasn't like if he owned it. I mean, but I don't know.
So he finds out she has a mask kink. He's like, I remember Aly, and now she's not. And he's like, oh, and she follows my account. So he goes and another thing is he works for this like media conglomerate or something like that, because he hacked into their servers and said like, here's all of your weaknesses, and they're like, we'll hire you, and they paid him like a king's ransom to
so
get
much
this.
money.
So he just has a ton of money. He works from home. He doesn't have to worry about kind of people finding out his identity. But anyway, so he has a lot of ways that he can track people down. So he, does a little bit of research. He creates a little coding software.
Really good, but he's a stalker.
Okay, well, we're not there yet.
Stalker.
He is a stalker. But he's concerned about it the whole time that he's doing it.
100% should be concerned. He should be. That would be more the list that should be said.
This is what I love about Josh, is that while he's doing all the questionable things, he takes a moment to be like, that's probably not a good thing I'm doing, right? Like, that's a problem that I'm into this. But he he saw Aly she followed him, so he runs a quick program to see all of the comments she's left. She has liked and saved every one of his videos and commented on all of them as Aly Oxenfree. So he discovers who she is, tracks her down. He already knew her address, her full name, all this kind of stuff because he always like did a full background check on anyone Tyler hooked up with, and anyone he was going to be with too. And so he knew all this information about her anyways. And now he was like, oh, hell yeah, she's into me. And
such cockiness.
But yeah, so he's like, I am totally going to track down Aly. So he starts light stalking her at that point.
Light stalking her. I like the way Katie writes that. Light stalking her. So that's the way Katie would write her book. Star's over here like freaking out. Like, he stalked me just the tiniest bit.
So, yeah, so he ends up, he breaks into her house while she's working.
Light stalking, you guys. Light. We're going to put L-I-T-E.
So he's been watching her on the cameras at work, and he's like, I just need to make sure she's safe now. So he goes and he triggers a neighborhood-wide blackout so he can get to her house without anyone finding out.
I forgot about that. I remembered the blackout, but I forgot that it was like neighbor-wide.
Yeah. So then he's like, because Aly left comments about how she'd pay him money to break into her house and have her come home to him and like all this kind of stuff. Like made all of these comments that like wild women make on the internet anyways.
Yeah. And women that think that their things aren't being seen.
Yes.
You know?
And so he breaks into her house and he's like, this shouldn't be this easy. I'm going to fix that. So he breaks into her house, he picks the lock, and he films a thirst trap in her bedroom.
Which takes her a minute to realize, though.
Yes.
Like, she doesn't realize it right off the bat. She's watching it, and there's something in her brain that's just like, wait a minute, that just feels...
She's like, this is amazing. It's like my best fantasy. I can picture myself because I have that same duvet cover.
Yes.
And it almost looks like my dresser, and it almost looks like the makeup I left
Right?
there.
Like, doesn't it just feel like, I don't know? Because it's not your first thought. It's not that he broke into my house.
Exactly.
Like,
so she's just
normal
like,
people don't think like that.
she's like, this is my best fantasy. And she sees so she's having another bad night in the ER. She sees this. She's like, it's a Thursday. Oh, my God. I have a few minutes. No one's in the break room. I'm going to check my phone.
Yes.
So she checks her phone, and then she sees that, and she's like, oh, my God, this is incredible. So she comes home after her bad night, and she finds not only, yes, it was her bedroom that he filmed in, but his mask is on her bed.
Okay. Normal people's reactions would be calling 911.
She doesn't, though.
She doesn't think this at all because she's not like...
She does.
Okay.
But she doesn't.
But I also, again, go back to the whole thank you, nurses. Thank you, anybody that works in the hospital setting that knows how bad this is. I think that, like, there's just some screwed up thing in your brain that's just broken because you work in it long enough and you were just like, yeah, sure, why not? Somebody just broke in my house. Like, I'm not going to call the cops.
Aly even
I'm
says
gonna
that.
like, I know.
She's like, I
like,
think I'm fucked up a bit from this. Like, I need to take a vacation. Like, I've seen too much shit because now I'm into this. So
100% understand, though.
She
the
also,
whole time I was reading it, and multiple of my friends that have read this were the same way. They were like, work in healthcare, 100% was like, I get it.
She also, she talks about how she takes a self-defense class.
Yes.
She owns 2 guns, and she has throwing stars on her nightstand. So she's fully prepared. So she grabs her gun. She's like looking around.
She lives in a
everywhere.
bad neighborhood, though, right?
She lives in an okay neighborhood, is what Josh says. She's like, it's not the worst neighborhood.
Not the worst.
I think it's her mom's house that she inherited.
Something.
Yeah. So she, she's walking around and he's watching in a camera he set up in her bedroom
that she doesn't know about.
That she doesn't know about. He's watching her and he's like, wow. I knew she took self-defense classes, but she really knows what she's doing. This is great. And she's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And so she's like, I should call the cops. And then she's like, but I'm also had a really long day and I'm kind of turned on right now.
So
what
then
does she do?
pulls it out.
So she takes out a massive vibrator, lays down with the faceless man's mask.
Okay, I'm not going to sit here and lie, though. Like, the whole time I was reading it, I was like, this doesn't seem realistic, but I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of hot in that weird, like, I don't know why this is hot, and I'm tired, and I get it.
This was one of those books that makes you question yourself.
100% concerned. You're like, what would I do?
You're just in there like, why am I into this right now?
So bad.
It's not happening to me, and she's fearful. And Josh is sitting there watching from his computer, like, oh, I'm into the fact that she's she's scared, but I don't want to hurt her. So that's another revelation he has. He's like, oh, good. I'm not like my dad. I want to make her scared, but I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to kill her. Because he's like, I think he even says, like, he's like watching her and his dick starts getting hard. And then he starts thinking about putting his hand on her neck, and he's like, oh, that'd be hot. And then he's like, and then I think about, strangling her enough until the light winks out of her eyes, and then his dick just like goes limp again. And he's like, oh, good, I'm not into that.
Yeah. So she starts to pull the vibrator though, and then doesn't he click off the camera because doesn't he feel like that's inappropriate? He tries to have some boundaries.
He tells himself, I should turn this off. I told myself I wouldn't watch this, and he just sits there like, oh, she's impaling herself.
I thought he turned it off. I don't know why.
I think he does turn it off before she orgasms, but I know that he watches a bit of it.
Who cares?
But he's sitting there like, oh, because he does jack off to it.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, you're right.
He's sitting there like...
He does have some morals, but he doesn't seem to have enough morals
They're like in the back of his head, like knocking on the door, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. And he's like, yeah, you're probably right, but I can't stop watching.
I don't know if I could have stopped, though. So I think I've told you this before. Before I married my husband, I didn't know, but he had cameras all over the house.
Oh,
but
yeah, you told me about
pet cams, just so you guys know. They were pet cams for our dog. And I didn't know. And he would stalk me and watch me around the house.
That's insane.
And at first you're like, this is creepy as shit. Why is somebody watching me? But then you're like, hey. And then you're like, find yourself being like, hey. I don't know. It's creepy. Yeah. And he used to click on it and be like, God is always watching.
Oh, that's creepy.
God is always watching. It's cute when you're dating them or even married. It's cute. So I have to say it was cute. Looking back, now I'm like 2020s hindsight.
Woo, not cute.
No, probably a little stalkerish, which is why I think my friends were very worried about me reading this book because it was like, oh my God. I don't know. I also am like every nurse in the world. Like my trauma response is what? Run to you? Here I come, baby. Here I'm on my way. You said you were stalking me? Hey, baby. I've been stalking you the whole time. And I don't know. I have like a weird... even reading this book didn't give me like the... I'm definitely broken.
Yes.
I mean, like, you didn't stalk me hard enough. I was stalking you back.
I wasn't scared enough. And even Ally's like, I really should call the cops. But then she's sitting there like... What am I going to say? Like, oh, I'm sorry I didn't call earlier. I was diddling myself to the thought of him.
I mean, that's the problem, though. Like, there's something, I don't know. I feel like she was a normal response. I feel like a lot of people would do this, and then they, wouldn't tell anybody because they'd be embarrassed that they, made such a...
Well, and she's like, well, and then, so not only, so after that, and he's like watching her and he's like, oh, she's pissed. That was bad. I shouldn't have done that. Like, apparently and he's like Googling this. He's like, oh, apparently when you do this kind of stuff, because she finds out about the camera and all this kind of stuff, and she's just mad that he broke in the first place. He's just like, oh, apparently people don't like when you do this.
No, like a normal person. Like,
he's like, I know I must have some issues because I couldn't figure that out myself. And then, she's like, oh, this is so annoying. And then she, I think she messages him and is like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, playing coy.
But
and
still
stuff.
doesn't know that it's Tyler is his roommate.
Yeah,
they don't
he doesn't know it's Josh at that point.
No.
She's Googling stuff on her laptop and he hacked into her laptop camera.
No,
too.
I thought she asked Tyler to find him.
So she does. So yeah, so she's like, oh, I know Tyler's roommate can track down this guy.
Yes. And so then he has to start trying to cover his own tracks.
Yeah. So he had hacked into her laptop camera and she was Googling like, oh, can someone see me through my camera? And it was like, yes. And so he was like, she's like going through the steps to disable it, and he's like, please don't. And he messaged her.
I forgot
and he's
about that.
And she just turns it off, but she doesn't know how to mute the mic, so he's listening to the whole thing, and that's when she calls Tyler and is like, hey,
that's right. Okay, because I was like, wait, I know somewhere in this part of the book she calls Tyler and she's like, I need help.
Yeah. She ends up having a really bad day at work again, and it's really snowy out and all this stuff, and he shows up with the mask on.
In her car, though.
It's in his car, I think.
I thought it was in her car because the reason why she gets a ride home, I thought.
Oh, I don't remember.
Was in her car because I thought he broke into her car and was.
He did break into her car.
He was sitting and she doesn't have a way to get home. Yes. And he's like, I will take you home. And he doesn't speak. He's using the texting and she's irritated as shit. Right. She was like, why are you using? Because he was trying not to give it away.
Yeah.
And he's refusing, and he brings her snacks and shit. He's like, but okay, look at every girl's turn on, feed me, okay? I was dying. The whole time I was reading this, I was like, I want a man like this, But
Well,
then
it
I
was, like,
remembered I
homemade trail
married
mix.
that, and then I understand why I don't have a man like that.
Oh, man.
God, every time I read this book, all I kept thinking was my husband, because he used to do the same thing. And then he hated stuff like me being tired or any of that stuff. He would do things like that, like pick me up from work, bring me snacks. The only difference was I didn't have to worry about if they were poisoned. Did you poison the apple you're trying to feed me?
Yeah,
All the healthy snacks
she's
you
like,
brought
how
me.
do you know that? How do I know that you're not trying to kill me? And he like eats some of the snacks, and he's like, there you go. And then he gave her a knife to hold
But
on
see,
to while
here's
they're
my
driving.
thing though. Like, just because you know what pieces to eat, like would be my thought. Like you knew that apple was good. That part of the apple was good. You
Right.
poisoned the other 3 pieces.
So she like downs all the food, and she's like really happy about that. And then they're driving, and she's like, just follow the directions and stuff. And she's like holding the knife at him and stuff.
Doesn't
And then-
she like accidentally stab him?
Yes. So what happens is she like lifts up his shirt, and he's just like, oh, cool. She's going to touch me. This is awesome. And so, and then she's like, I want to go down on you. And he's like, what? So, he's driving, and he like has a moment where he just like panics, and he turns the wrong direction, and it says like rerouting, while she's like starting to give him a blowjob, and she's like holding the knife at him like, you went off the route. and she,
I'm sorry, but any girl that's going down on a guy, like the concentration it takes to drive, pay attention to directions you don't know. I mean,
and she's
asking
running
a
the dull
lot.
edge of the knife up and down
Yes.
his like
she didn't know she had a
stomach
nice
and
kink
stuff.
until she
Well,
did
she
it.
knew she had a knife kink
Oh.
because she had watched him with he put the fake blood in the knives and stuff that he would have in his
Oh, okay.
in his
I
videos.
remember. I was thinking she didn't know she had one until later.
No,
I
I
thought
think
she figured it
I think
out
she
later.
knew but didn't realize that like in real life she would like it as much.
Yeah.
But so
No, because you definitely sometimes shit that happens, even in books that happens, you're like, that's really sexy. I remember thinking that after 50 Shades of Grey, I would love to be tied up. And the first time I was tied up, I was like, fuck this.
Get me out of this.
Like, I was like, you gotta have trust. I don't have trust.
Well, it's like I said in the Shadow Daddies episode. It was like if my husband asked me to crawl to him, I'd be like, "Fuck you."
Right? You're
But,
like,
like,
in
in
the
a
book,
book,
it
I'm
sounds
like,
really
yes,
sexy.
I will crawl to
Yeah,
you.
right. It does not
Like
have the
I can't
same.
wait for you to read Powerless because that has a
Oh
fantastic
yeah, I
section
don't
in
know.
that.
Like,
But yeah, so the other thing is after he makes that wrong turn, there's a group of people that pull up next to them, and they're like being idiots and stuff, and he like grabs the knife and is like brandishing it like
Oh
a
my
crazy
God.
person, and they like leave, and so he gets back en route. She blows him, and then she accidentally stabs his hand.
oh, it's his hand. That's
was
what
his
it is.
right
It's his
hand.
hand.
So at this point, she's contacted Tyler, and so he goes to drop her off, and she's like, "I'm gonna stitch you up," because he's like, "I'm not going to the hospital."
Yeah, but doesn't she steal supplies from work like everybody
I think
does?
I think she has supplies at home. So she stitches him up, and then she saves some of the dirty bandages and puts them in the freezer.
Oh, that's right. Because she was trying to like.
She's like, I have a friend in the lab. I'm gonna have them ID you. And so she like steals.
I
that,
love
and
her
she's-
friend in the lab. Now that you said that, I
she
forgot all
saves
about that.
And then he goes home, and then he's thinking about the fact that he has to, like, she's gonna come over. So he's trying to strategize what he's gonna do, because he's like, there are 3 places I film in this house or in this apartment, and she knows all of them like really well. So she's
That
gonna
and his
identify any of
tattoos,
those.
that in his hand. He has to wear gloves to cover his
Yep.
hand, which
So he has fingerless gloves he puts on because he has tattoos that go over his hand.
I forgot about
Beyond
that.
the fact that he also has a bandaged hand now, and and he has to use his laptop instead of the desktop and stuff. And so Aly comes over, and he's just like, yeah, like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to test this. Oh, that was the other thing. He had set up his Math Talk account that if anyone hacked into it, it would lead to like a 30-something-year-old man in Utah who was like a dad of like 2 that had a Math Talk account too, but it was like different. And he's like, but by the time anyone would figure that out, like the police would have been like way off task and would never find me, right? So so he was like, damn, now I have to like set up my Math Talk account to lead to someone more local, because like, he has to have been able to get to Aly's house somehow. So he sets all this up, and he's like, yeah, I'm not able to find this. And she's like grabbing his right hand and squeezing it to see if he'll react and stuff. And he like,
she had like an underlying clue that it was him, but she wasn't positive.
He put on like a baggy sweatshirt and said he was just really cold and stuff. And it was like Tyler's sweatshirt that he was wearing. And she steals hair off of it to ID with the bandages. and he leaves that encounter like, I did a great job. Aly has no idea. And the next chapter literally begins with, Josh is the faceless man.
Because it's like, I don't know. Men do not realize how investigative women can be. They're like, I'm going to investigate everything.
If my sister needs to find something out online, or if I need to find something out, I'm like, find it.
That's too funny. Not me. Not me. I'm super dense. I'm like, I just like text my best friend. I'm like, fix this. I like one time I was like, there's this guy at work that I think is hot. I literally sent what his job was, what his position in the hospital was. She was like, is this him? And I was like, what? I literally just said that he did one job. That was it. That's all the information I gave you. She had him in like 20 minutes. She was like, I have his Instagram, his Facebook. And
oh my God.
I'm over there like, dude.
See, maybe this is where the stalking thing is not necessarily as much of an issue to a lot of people, because this is like a modern day thing. That, like,
I don't know. I
you
guess
know how many
like,
people I've cyber stalked over the years? Like so many.
Not me.
Oh,
I'm so dense. Like my husband was like hardcore the computer guy. Don't get me wrong. I can probably do it. I have to be honest with you. I don't fucking care. I don't want to know about you unless you want to tell me. That's it. I don't give a shit. I don't care. That's my biggest problem. I think like if it doesn't interest me, I'm fucking out. If you don't interest me, you bore the fuck out of me, I'm out. And if I am slightly curious, I'll just make it up in my fucking head. Like it's the best part about having an imagination.
I think that's part of like, especially like my generation having so much access to the internet and to people and stuff. It's like you feel entitled to that information.
I do.
Almost.
They should not be allowed to though.
No, but it's
just
like
not
you find
okay,
out
like-
something, and it's like, you know, it's one of those things that's like, it's totally just nosy and you have no business to even know it. But it's like you find something out on social media and you're like, oh my God, I remember this person from high school, and you just start like digging into shit.
No,
That's
I
like,
just don't care. I'm sorry. You want to tell me, you'll call me. Like I
That's-
hate social media for that reason. I just think that like
we're way too connected and
But
can
I
find
mean,
way
like,
too many traces
just
of
like
things.
even Facebook, like if you were to like, sometimes I have friends that are like, she vaguely said that she was like on a trip by herself because she needed to get back to herself. Does that mean they're broken up? Are they still together? Like, and then they'll start deep diving it, and I'm like, does it matter? Like, if she wanted you to know, she'd tell you. I don't know. I don't come from that world.
Yeah, it's just, it's such
I
a
come from the
nosy
world where like, you know, you picked up the phone and you were like, hey.
It's like people I don't care about that I had no connection to, really, that you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And
no, I don't have that desire. I don't care.
But
it's definitely not my thing to give a shit. Like,
no.
but I also
So-
don't want people deep diving me either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think maybe that's why I don't do it to other people. I don't want them doing it to me.
Yeah.
And every time I post something, I'm like thinking it out. I'm like, could this be used against me in any shape or form?
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know. I think that's like normal.
Well, because there's just, I feel like the problem with social media is that it's an echo chamber of, you know, a lot of times it's your own people, and so people feel very bold and can do whatever, and you're also anonymous in a lot of situations.
True.
In some ways, because, you know, if you're in a big forum and people don't know you personally, you're essentially, even if your name's there, you're anonymous. So it's a whole thing. But
yeah, no, I don't love it.
no.
I don't love it.
But yeah, so Josh,
She totally had it. She totally had him covered. But he did a good job. Even when she squeezed his
did,
hand,
yeah.
he was like wanting to fucking cry like a little bitch. He still held it together. He was like,
we
no,
held it
thank
together,
you.
and then she goes home, and the camera is still in her bedroom, and
This is the camera she doesn't know about?
the camera's still in her bedroom. So it was disguised to look like her phone charger.
Yeah, okay.
And so she still doesn't know about the camera there. And so she goes home and she's like, fine, whatever. I'm just going to go, you know, grabs her vibrator again. And Josh is watching and is like, let's see if she's actually into this. So Josh breaks into her house again as the faceless man. He has his the voice thing on now because he was only able to text or use his Batman voice.
The Batman voice is kind of hot,
Batman
though.
voice is
kind of
great.
hot. Like, especially if you can picture Batman talking to you.
I also love, so when backtracking to when he first broke into her house, when Fred shows up and is like yowling, he's like, I thought maybe she has a dog. And then he like looks and he's like, she doesn't have a dog. What is it? And then it's like just this tiny little cat walks out and he's just like freezes. He's like, I've never been around a cat before.
Oh, I
like, what do
forgot
I
about
do?
that, yeah.
And Fred's just like, hey, what's up? Like he does the whole like cat thing where he like, you know, freaks out. And then he's like, we're chill. So he films a video, or he sends, so Aly, this is totally backtracking because I'm remembering things now. Aly had figured out that was in her room and she was like, oh my God, were you in my room? And he sends the second half of the video where he starts touching himself in her mirror. And then he also sends a picture of him holding Fred in his lap. Those were the things
I
that like
forgot
tipped her
about
off.
that.
Yeah. So fast forward after the whole stabbing incident, now they've hooked up and Aly's like, I cannot wait to hook up with this guy again. Like, I'm so excited for this. So then he breaks into her house, comes over, and
the one thing I hate about all of these books is how big their fucking dicks are. Okay.
they're all huge.
They're never normal size humans. I feel bad for any man that ever reads these. These are just unrealistic. Most women know these are not really what you're not double fisting it to get your hands around.
No, when they're like, I can't get my hands around it. I'm like, I don't want that.
100% don't want that. And when she was talking about trying to give him head, doesn't she like lick it or something because it'd have to like use her hand because it's so big? Yeah. I don't know why in my brain I just remember like thinking like if you can't get your mouth around it, it's too big. It's too big. I'm sorry. I don't want my brain like just started thinking about Quicksilver. I'm just like, no, it's too big. You need to be able to like at least attempt. Yeah. Like, I don't want to pop my jaw out of and
there's just an anatomical issue, you know?
My jaw was dislocated just to get it in my mouth. I don't know. It just made me think about it because when she pulls the vibrator out or something, he's like, well, if she can fit that beast, she can fit me. And I'm just thinking, like,
she is a no foreplay, slam it in girl. And I'm just like, ow. Like, ouch, girl. Like, good for you,
Even
I guess.
if I was like, but still, like, at least spit on it. Like,
do something.
Give a little, like.
No, she's just like, biggest vibrator I have, slam it home. And I'm just like, ow.
Yeah.
I guess the pleasure in pain thing is not my thing.
That's 100% not my thing. I'm totally all right with that. Thanks.
Yeah, so he's like, I can't let you do this without me. So he comes in and fucks her with the vibrator and then fucks her tits.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I want you inside me.
I was going to say, I have to be honest. When he came over, I was disappointed. Not that I wanted him to be like, but I really was like, yes, they're together.
Because he's punishing her for trying to get off on her own. So he's edging her for like a long time. And
I
she's
forgot
like,
about
never
the
been
edging.
edged before.
I hate edging. I think it's described in a couple different books that we've read. I just don't love it. And it's not something that like, is never like I've never not done. It's just something that I've never understood like the
enjoyment of it.
Yeah, like and there's a couple books we've read where they like get off and then they're like keep going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. I'm like, bitch, I'm done. I think I'm a guy. I'm like, it's dead. I went, I came, it's over.
It hits a point though where you're just like, this isn't fun anymore. Like, please stop doing this to me.
And those women that are like, I've had like 9 orgasms. I'm like, no, fuck that. I think well, to be honest, that just never really did it for me. Like,
well, so in I took a human sexuality class when I was in college. There were 500 people in a lecture hall.
It seems like a really awesome.
It was mostly student athletes. It was like 200 level class. It was super easy, but it was fascinating. But they were talking about the periods of time that takes because women can orgasm multiple times.
Yes.
In a row because there's like a less of a period of turnover, whereas men have like a longer like. Period afterwards. Yeah. So like a lot of women there's still that period of time where they won't be able to orgasm again, but it can happen multiple times in one session, whereas like guys.
And I understand that because I've been able to have said multiples. Mm-hmm. The problem that I have with it though is it's not the workup. It's that like at a certain point, it's not enjoyable anymore.
Yeah, it's like too sensitive and it's overstimulating.
Yeah, and then you're just like, but when you're edging, it's the same concept.
Yeah.
You are literally stimulating yourself to that point.
By the time you get to the orgasm, it's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's how I was thinking the whole time I was reading it. I was like, why would anybody want to do this? Because you get to the orgasm, you're like, yay. It doesn't have that mind-melting flash that it does when you have a really good orgasm. It just is kind of like, cool.
Like, oh, now it's over.
It's
okay.
Cool.
I'm glad we built this whole thing up.
Yeah, the buildup is way funner than the actual orgasm, but by the time you get that, like, then you have to finish, though. That's the thing about edging. You have to finish. If you don't, it's really fucked up. It fucks you up, like, the rest of the day. You're angry. Your body can't, like, regulate. It doesn't know what it's doing. It's, like, angry at everything and everybody. You're, like, eating your apple all angry. You're like, argh.
Well, because I think so. I think he fucks her tits, and then she says, my turn, and he's like, no. And then that's when the edging starts, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
I just couldn't get on the edging thing.
He does it a lot too.
I know multiple books we've read that I was just like, no, like I just can't.
Yeah.
If you're into that, more power to you. I mean, I just don't understand. It's not that I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Personally, but I am totally down. Do you?
Mm-hmm. Whatever. We're not going to kink shame.
No, I'm 100% will not kink shame. I don't.
If
more
it's
power to you.
if at any point it seems like we're kink shaming for ourselves.
Yeah,
that
like
is not
I'm
something I want to
offended
do.
that I don't like it. Like I'm like, why the fuck don't I like it?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a couple things that I'm like upset that I don't like.
I know.
I'm like, why don't I like that? Like
Like, they
that
seem like
seems
they'd be
fun.
so fun.
Right? Like I'm like,
And then I'm like, ooh, let's try this. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that again.
no.
Like, that's not fun.
no, I'm 100% with that. Like the first time I ever got edged, I was like, nope, never again.
Don't do this to me.
I'm out. Like I didn't like it. I don't like pain during sex though. I thought I would. I thought first 100% thought I would. 100% was like, no, that sounds fun. No, the first time a guy respect my ass, I was like, don't ever touch me again. How dare you?
There's like a level of pain, I guess, that I would be okay with. But like,
No,
I don't know.
I'm talking like hairbrush fucking just swinging.
Oh,
And
no,
I was
no,
like,
not like that.
I thought for sure that was going to be hot as
I
fuck.
don't want to get spanked with like a wooden spoon or anything
Thought
like that.
for
I'm like, no,
sure
thank
that
you.
would be hot as fuck. And shit hurt so bad. I cried like a little bitch. I was like, no.
All
And
I-
he's like rubbing it. And I was like, it's too late. It hurts.
It's just like the every time they're like they nipped and then labbed over it.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
I don't. I'm like, I want to enjoy it. I think that's the problem. These books like hype it up for me, and I'm like, oh, that sounds really fucking fun. Let's do it. And then I'm like, ow.
The execution may be the problem too.
I'm like, ow. Why do people like this? I want to like this.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not a kink shamer. I definitely want to try. I definitely have tried some of it. I'm like, I'm disappointed that I don't like it the way my brain's like, you'll love this.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Because it seems so hot because the characters are so into it, and then you try it and you're like, this
Yeah,
is
you're
not what
like-
I want to do
you're
when
like,
it's my
ow.
own body doing this.
Right? You're like, ow.
Yeah.
They
so
liked that.
then
Like the slamming it in thing. I couldn't understand that. Like my brain's like,
no
even if you spit on it,
foreplay,
that's not
lubrication,
enough. Like,
anything.
right?
Like even without foreplay, just lubricate it and go slow. You know, like it'll be fine. But like slamming it home, I'm just like, ow! I'm like none of this sounds pleasurable.
No.
So they have that first like big kind of encounter, and he doesn't take off his mask the whole time and stuff.
No, but that's like half the fun.
Yeah, that's what she wants. And so then they kind of start hooking up, and then he shows up to her house one time, and he has a knife. This is the big on the side of the special edition says, "Can you handle the ride?" Because he ties her up, slams a knife into her
mattress,
and then has
which
her ride.
he has enough
the
money
handle.
that he doesn't give a shit that he fucked her mattress up because he'll just buy her a new
Well,
one.
he did buy her a new one.
No, I'm just saying, like he didn't care.
Before that, though, after when he had pissed her off with the whole video camera thing and stuff, he had ordered, and he had realized that when he Googled it that it was actually not appropriate to stalk people. Not that it stopped him from doing it.
No, he didn't.
He ordered her an entire flower shop worth of flowers and a home security system using somebody else's credit card.
Yeah, no.
So he ordered a new mattress because he knew, and it was going to be coming the next day because he knew he was going to do the whole thing with the knife that day.
The knife thing did not turn me on at all.
I was into the knife.
Were you?
I was into the knife, but I
knew
was more
that Katie and I were not going to agree on this.
I was more into the fact though that he was very careful with her because he like put his hand underneath to make sure she wouldn't hit the blades or even get close to it or anything like that.
Katie just likes the chivalry of it. She didn't give a shit about what it was. She just liked the chivalry of it.
Well, did he wake her up tied? There's at one point where he wakes her up and she's tied down.
That's not this one.
Okay,
This
yeah.
is later.
So he does tie her up for this and then has her ride the handle.
No, was not good for this. No, I cannot handle the ride. I don't. Inanimate objects are not my thing.
Okay, maybe.
I don't want that. Like,
I feel like though Josh would have picked a good handle.
yeah, the fucking size of her dildo would have been like.
Well, yeah, he knows she
find.
can take it.
Just
So,
like,
but I mean, I don't think he picked like.
I don't think so
like a
either. I
kitchen
don't think
knife
so.
with,
I think there was a whole thing behind it. My thought when this happened though, I didn't like I don't know why I didn't like it. It didn't do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought for sure, like I knew so many friends that were like, oh my God, it was like the best sex scene ever. It did not do it for me.
Well, that's why there's a scene, again, it's for, in my opinion, not a consensual scene that happens in Haunting Adeline that happens with a weapon. And I was like, people were like, oh my God, that scene. And I read it and I was like, no. But then I read this scene and I was like, oh yeah.
She's like, yeah.
I was like, I'm cool with that. That's great.
No, I didn't care for it. I thought it wasn't that it really bothered me. It was just that was it the dirty talk? Is that what it was?
I love someone who talks me through it.
See, I don't want instructions.
I have too much of a words of affirmations. I'm like, yes, tell me I'm good at this. Tell me Tell me to read the handle. Help me out here.
I knew you were going to say that.
I'm going to have family members listen to this podcast.
I know. I was thinking
like even
I was
husband
thinking that
is
like
gonna be
my family doesn't know a lot of the shit that my ex-husband did, and they're going to be like, "What happened?" They're gonna be like, I'll be like, skip the episode with lights out. Just don't listen to that one.
Honestly, I think people like you called me your good girl Katie before, and I think that's a perspective a lot of people have of me, and I honestly am. But like my opinions on these books are maybe a little bit swayed on terms of what that persona would be.
No, so it's really funny. So my friends swear to me that they think I'm the friend that would be like dildo city. Like I would have shelves like this with dildos on it. I don't own one. I don't own a single fucking toy.
Really?
Really.
Oh my
I've
God.
never owned a toy a day in my life.
Wow.
I am proud to say, old lady, never owned a toy. Now, would your persona say that? Would you like? I have been invited to toy parties where the girls always bring me, thinking that I'm going to be the friend that's going to buy the whole fucking collection, and I'm like, that's cool. Good on you. I'm like, that was a good lot.
I'd be the one texting pictures to my husband.
It's got like nice ribs on it. Good job. Like
I'd be texting pictures to my husband. Like, should I get this one?
Yeah, I just never been a toy girl. But if you meet me, your first thought, 100%, and I know this because my ex-husband told me, 100% was like, that's the girl.
This girl's a freak. She's down.
Gonna own it all. She can have cases. Gonna pull it out of the closet, and she can have them all organized and in their little hubby holes. I never owned one, and I have to be honest with you. I never understood why. Okay, here's my thing: women can have any fucking dick you want. Just go outside. I promise you, they're all fucking available. They're just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know. And that's why I think I never owned, because I've always been like, I'm cute. Like, I don't need you to tell me I'm cute.
I guess
I'm cute.
I've never owned a dildo, but I own vibrators.
Yeah, no, never.
But vibrators are good because it's like a collaborative effort at that point.
Never. Have I had them used on me from partners? Sure. Have my partners owned them? Sure.
Yeah. But not you personally.
Never, not me
Interesting.
personally.
Yeah.
And I'll have to be honest with you, I would never use one on myself.
Really?
Partners always had to use it. I wouldn't even touch it. I'd be like, ew. Like, what is my problem? I don't know. I have to be honest with you. Most of my friends would think I was fucking lying, but I promise you, it is the one thing that I still to this day am like, I promise it's not. But like nobody believes me. I'm like, I swear, I know I'm the weird.
I believe you, but again, I mean, this is like a bias.
I know I'm the weird friend that like husband stalked me. Literally tied me to the bed the same way she's tied to the bed. But I don't know why. It's never.
I guess I wouldn't think it's because you're like this freak or anything like that. I just view it as such a normal part of having sex that like I 100%
understand. I'm just
again no kink shaming.
No, I'm not.
I'm
just sitting there thinking like how funny it is to think about, because I was sitting here thinking like we're talking about this book and I really enjoyed it, and it's super funny because I am super down to like super don't have too many things that like. But it was funny because like looking the whole time I was reading this book, I was thinking how funny it was that like. All my friends were like, oh my God, you're going to love this. Like, and I was just like, oh, okay. Like it didn't do it for me the same way. Like,
meanwhile, I was not expecting to like this as much as I did. And people will kind of look at me and be like, you might like Lights Out.
No, it was opposite for me. Everybody was like, you're going to love it. It's going to be your book. And I was like, oh, yeah.
It's like, I know I've been a rule follower my whole life, but I still enjoy things.
I think maybe that's what it is. Like, people, like, put us in, like, little boxes, and they don't realize that, like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not what it is.
The funny thing about me, too, is that I'm such I mean, you're also like this. We're both really open books. If you start talking to us, I really don't care what information you know about me.
Yeah, me
because
either.
I'm not embarrassed about it. It's just who I am.
Not only that, but the internet. We've already proven you can find anything you want. Like,
but like, I guess
not
it's
hidden.
Just, I don't know. If someone starts talking to me about stuff, and like, granted, there are some people I'd be like, why are you talking to me about this? But like, for the most part, if it's someone that like I feel like we have like a friendship or something like that, I'll talk to you about anything. I will give you way too much information about myself all the time, and that's why this podcast is perfect, but also bad because you and I are going to share so much information about ourselves.
That's all right. I'm hoping my family doesn't watch her. They just fast forward.
You go,
be like, starts talking.
Just go right past this one now.
Yeah. No. Back to the book. I'm trying to remember where we were at.
So we left off on writing the handle. So Aly gets 2 weeks off from work, And that's Josh basically like moves in with her.
I was like, doesn't he like kind of force her to take time off though?
Yeah,
like,
he does. I think he goes into the system and like makes it happen. So because Brad shows up in the ED. So Brad.
Okay, I was wondering when we were going to bring him into the story because I was like, I couldn't remember his name though.
Yeah, so she's working one night and Brad is this.
He comes
very rich
in though, like, and you know something's off about him when he comes into the emergency room.
Yes, so there was a woman that accused him of rape, and he's like beat up, and his family is very rich and powerful, and he gets off scot-free.
Yes, but you just know that there's some like he comes in the book, and you're like
he's skeezy.
Yeah, she writes it well. You're just literally like grossed out the minute you meet him.
Mm-hmm. And so people are refusing to go in there, and he very clearly has a type too.
Yeah.
So one of the girls there, I think her name's Erica. They're like, we're not sending her in. Like and so Aly goes.
But she was also a little bit like naive, kind of, right? Like, wasn't she kind of like, you have to have like a backbone with some of these people.
Yeah, and I think Aly also, she kind of, you learned it at the beginning of the book too, is that she's kind of the person who's willing to go into the situations that maybe aren't the best. So like, or that people are just being rude about or we're not willing to. Like she talks about going into the room of the homeless man who has frostbite because everyone won't go in because he smells bad. So it's just those little things that like she kind of has empathy for others. Granted, in this situation, she knows he's a sleazebag, but she's like, I'm going to take care of my coworker who very much shouldn't be in that situation, and I'm gonna go in. So she goes in and starts kind of like doing her thing, and then he tries to grope her, and Josh is watching the entire thing, except I don't think there's no audio in the cameras, so he can't tell what he says to her. He just knows that it like really affects Aly.
Yeah, doesn't he send her a text message or something?
Yeah, he's like, are you good, like, and stuff. And so she gets her time off at that point, and they kind of like, I think, get like one night that they're actually hooking up before all the shit goes down that happens. So he's moved in basically with her for the 2 weeks, and Fred is in love with him, and she's just like, why does Fred like you? He doesn't like men, and you actively broke into my house. Like, that's a problem. Like,
right? Because it's like, I don't know, cats kind of know.
Oh my god. So part of when he actually sleeps over, there's that scene, and it's one of my favorite scenes. It's also probably one of the internet's favorite scenes, is when he falls asleep with the balaclava on because he's still protecting his identity even though she knows he's Josh. Yeah. And he wakes up and the balaclava slipped over his eyes, and he's like, I've gone blind. And she's just,
I forgot about this.
And she's just like, what's wrong? And he's like, he's freaking out. He's like, I've gone blind. And she's like, no, you haven't, you idiot. You're stupid. And she calls it his baklava. Slipped off to the side. And he's like, it's a balaclava. And he's like still talking in his Batman talk and everything. And she's just like, I know you're Josh. Like, just take off the fucking mask. He's like, I'm not Josh. Like, it just goes on. And then finally, Brad attempts to breaks into the house.
Yeah, but he has alarm like all over the house, so he like knows somebody's coming.
Yeah, so he's watching and he's like, I'm gonna go deal with this. Like, yeah. So Josh goes down, and then Aly shows up behind him.
No, hold on. This is where the story gets really fucking frustrating to me. Okay. Because he tells her to stay still or stay in the fucking room or something. Up there. And she doesn't. And that really bothered me because like I get like you're all gung-ho and whatever, but you can actually endanger somebody that's like fully not expecting you to come into the like line of sight and like come into the thing, and then all of a sudden you're coming through, and then they're looking at you, and then bam, they're the ones that are like just it irritated the fuck out of me.
It happens every single time. You tell the woman to stay there, she's not gonna do it.
No, I wouldn't. I 100%. I 100%.
Honestly, no, I would. I'd be like, yes, you go take care of it.
No, I wouldn't. I'm definitely that bitch.
But she grabs her gun and stuff too.
I'm definitely that bitch that's coming, and I'm gonna be like, I'm right next to you. Don't you worry.
And so he goes downstairs, he knocks Brad out, and she's like, we should kill him. And he's like, I don't think we should kill him. Like, she's very much like, I'm going to fucking kill this guy. He's horrible. He was coming in, and he has his bag there. He
had a death bag or whatever. I don't know what you would call it, but a bag of, like, murder. Like,
he was 100% going to rape and kill her.
Yeah, 100%. There was not going to be... No, he definitely had some weird fucking issues of control that he needed to like 100% was like no. And
outside of all of the stuff that Josh and Aly have been into together, Josh has this moment where he's like, wow, she really is a freak.
She makes Josh look normal.
He's like I don't think we should kill him. So they like tie him up and stuff, and their plan is to kind of just like deal with it and maybe call the cops and stuff. But then Josh accidentally puts the duct tape over his mouth and nose.
That's what it is. I couldn't remember. I was like, how does he suffocates him somehow, but I couldn't remember how he did it.
So Josh accidentally kills him. And then they're like, well, fuck, now we've committed murder together.
And she's like, don't worry, honey. I've got this under control.
Which this is where the cover line, the couple who slays together stays together, comes in. So they have slayed together. And Ally's like, I don't care. He
also
deserved to
bothered
die.
me. This whole fucking book reminded me of my ex-husband, because my ex-husband used to say the couple that plays together stays together. And the first time I read that tag, I was like, do I want to read this book? Maybe
I'm
this
impressed
is why
you weren't triggered by
this is why I didn't like this book that much, because the whole time I was reading this book, I kept thinking of my ex-husband.
Yeah, if that was my situation, I probably would also not like this book.
I liked it. I don't want you to know that I didn't like. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. It didn't like resonate in a way that like.
See, the Lights Out audiobook is another book that I could just read over and over and over again. There's a few audiobooks that I like. The graphic audios of a couple, like ACOTAR and Fourth Wing, and then like Deep End and Problematic Summer Romance and Lights Out. Those are all audiobooks I can just listen to.
There's a couple
over and
I
over again.
understand. Yeah,
I think it's Jacob Hammond or something like that does Josh's voice. He's so
I like how
funny.
she like knows all the. I just like to listen to them. I like to imagine my own person. She over here naming them off. It's like when you watch a cartoon.
I just want to give them props.
And you know that the person is who it is. Like you're like, oh, that's Vader. And you're just like, that's ruined the whole.
I just
want to
give them props because like the narrator in an audiobook can make a big difference. That's why
100% a true story. One time before we and I met, I would get bored and I would be like, who do I want to listen to? I would literally Google the one chick that I really liked, and then I would just have her read all of the books. So I wouldn't even know if I liked the book or not. I'd be like, well, she read it because I liked her voice. Like, I have that problem. 100%.
We'll kind of get into that with Caught Up, but I had never heard Teddy Hamilton read a chapter before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, because I don't listen, I listened to graphic audio of Fourth Wing, so I didn't listen to the audiobook of him doing the Zayden chapter, and he does a lot. Teddy Hamilton is one of the internet's favorite male audiobook narrators. And so when I listened to Love Hypothesis and it had that bonus chapter of Adams, and I was just like, okay, I get the hype on Teddy Hamilton. And then when he did Caught Up, and I was like, I get the hype on Teddy Hamilton now.
That's too funny.
But Jacob Hammond in this for Lights Out, he's just so funny because Josh is genuinely just a really silly character in general. Like he's just a total golden retriever, even though he's doing some really intense things.
I love that she called him that because it's 100% a true statement.
Like he's so funny and just like he's just a goofy dude,
which is funny. I don't know. And so then we meet the mob.
Yes. So we find out that Aly has an uncle named Nico who is in the mob, and she's like, let's go take his body there. They'll help us dispose of the body. And so Josh is like, okay.
And this is when we meet my man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we meet not only Nico Sr., but Nico Jr. So yeah. And Nico Sr. is like, what the fuck? Why are you showing up to my house with a dead body?
Why did she show up with the fucking body?
Yeah.
Like, what a freaking crazy person.
And they're like in the driveway, and Josh is like, there's a dead body and everything. And he's like, don't talk about it out here. Right. So they like pull the car in and stuff, and they all sit down, and he's like, what happened? And so they kind of explain what's going on, and they're like, fine, okay. And then a bunch of stuff happens, and Nico's like, we have to get any traces of Aly off of his computer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yes. So they break into the house.
They don't want her to get traced to this at all.
Yes.
So so then they have to go break into the house, and there's like a ton of really funny moments with like Josh and Nico Jr. Just Jr. sitting next to each other and stuff. And Aly refused to not go to have him go without her.
But
so
she is at least in the car this time. She at least listened partially.
She stayed in the car while he goes up there, and they find out. So they come in, and Josh is like, I'm gonna puke. It smells horrible in this place, and Josh's dad was not only a serial killer, he also cut up one of his victims and cooked them at
I was wondering when you were going to bring it up, but I was like, don't bring it up until Katie brings it up. But I would have been a vegetarian too, okay?
Yeah, so Josh has been a vegetarian. There's actually a scene where he cooks eggs and bacon for Aly, and he has a really hard time cooking it, and he does a horrible job. Like, she basically throws up trying to eat these eggs.
Could you imagine, like, in the slightest bit that your father ground somebody up and cooked it to you? Ground them up and made you hamburgers.
Horrifying.
And then it's crazy because Tyler still eats meat, and I was like, no, I would be.
No, it's awful. And
I don't know, dude. Meat is good.
Meat's good.
I don't know because I've never been in that situation. But human flesh stinks, so I can't imagine what it would. I don't know. My brain is like. So did it smell like when you're barbecuing it? This is how my brain works. This is how my brain works. We know what it smells like, what human flesh smells like, especially when it's being burned. My brain is like, when you're cooking it, does it smell like hamburger meat? Like,
I feel like it would probably smell. I don't know, but he was cooking it along with other meats, so it might have been like not.
I don't care, man.
Oh, it's so gross.
The whole
No
thought
matter
was
what,
like,
it's
now
awful.
I want to be a vegetarian. Like, I'm like, when I read that, I was like, ew, ew.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
And so he immediately he's like, there are dead bodies
They
here.
were young too. They were like 7. It was him and Tyler. They were like young.
They were really young. And Tyler was awesome because when the reason why, and Josh admits Tyler is a douchebag. He's a total man whore. And like, I think one of the things he says is that like they're doing something and he like flexes his bicep and looks at it and he's like, he's posing even though no one's here to pose, like to look at him posing, but he does it all the fucking time. So he's like, I know he's an idiot, but he's been my idiot, you know, like he's taking care of me. Like they moved schools the second people found out about Josh there. And like, he was totally just down to help Josh for stuff. So like Tyler's a good friend, even though he's a dumbass. So he and Tyler kind of dealt with that, and Tyler does still eat meat. But so
he said it took him a couple years though, right?
Yeah, I think it took him a little bit.
He didn't just start chowing on meat. He definitely became. But yeah, no, Josh definitely does not come back from that.
Mm-hmm. And then so he gets into that house and he's like, there are dead bodies here. And he gets up to the thing, the rest of the crew's kind of dealing with stuff and like finding the dead bodies and everything in the basement. And then Brad's parents come home.
Yes.
And they're all like, everyone get out. So everyone else gets out. And Josh is like, no, I need to get Aly off of this hardware and the hard drive and everything. And they're all like, okay, well, you're on your own, buddy. And Aly's like, fuck you guys. So Aly gets out of the car to go help him. And so she's like slinking along the side. And he ends up like locking the door and the parents are kind of dealing with it and stuff. And he ends up jumping out a window onto like a terrace thing. And and he falls through it.
Yeah, because doesn't he not know that she's in the building or something? Like they have like weird communication. Like
they have the earbuds in. So
yeah, but like I'm saying, like Aly and Josh do not communicate well to each other. You tell her no, and she's like, "I'm on my way." Part of me just wanted to hit her a couple times.
Because everyone was leaving, so she's like, "Fine, I'll go get my man if no one else will." So she goes to help him.
Which I didn't love about her. I mean, I get like the strong woman personality, but sometimes you gotta like. I think sit back, lady. Like, yeah, you're doing too much.
So Josh escapes off of this like terrace thing. He like falls through all of it and lands on the ground. And Aly comes around and is like, "Oh my god!" And then he gets up and he grabs a chair and he slams it through the window, the door, like a glass door.
Yeah, to set the alarm off.
To get the police to come.
Are sickos and they know that their child is a sicko and they're trying to cover it up.
Yeah, because Brad was raping and murdering people.
Something and are still like
fully. They were gonna cover it up for sure.
Yeah.
So Josh is like, "I'm getting the police here."
Yeah.
So he sets off the alarm. He and Aly book it through the snow. And they're like crest a hill. Nico Jr. ends up picking them up, and they're kind of like hiding out, trying to get out. So what they end up doing, the mob ends up orchestrating this whole thing where they fake that Brad escaped to Canada.
Yeah.
And he just had somebody who kind of looked like Brad just using his credit cards every once in a while throughout Canada. And they're just like keeping this up. We learned through Caught Up, they're still kind of keeping up this ruse.
Yeah.
And Nico Sr.'s price he had Aly pay was that she has to start showing up to family dinners,
which I don't think would be that bad because
Aly hates him. So
does she hates him because like her mother had like something against him? They had like a very interesting relationship.
Well, he also recruits Josh to help with mob stuff.
Yes,
and she doesn't want that either. But she just doesn't want him. She did involve Josh with it. And Josh was a little too eager. He's like, "Okay, I'll help." And she's like, "Come on,
could you not imagine how bored he's got to be like every day? Like, okay, security, yay, get out of this, boo. Like, I don't know. It just seems like it'd be fun as shit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like. Maybe this is why people think that I'm like, because I'm like, I think it'd be fun.
Like, I could be a mob wife.
Mob wife, yeah, I could 100% be a mob wife. I was just watching something the other day, and I was like, I could be a mob wife. Those women are just a little bit. Something's off. I'm just a little bit something off.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what your next husband is. A mob
and a mob boss. I think you have to be cute to be in the mob. So I don't think I'm cute enough for that. You have to have like, the body that's like, I'd have to have liposuction. They'd have to be like.
Gives them hair extensions.
Right?
But so they escape. They end up setting up Brad and everything. He kind of gets, all the police figure out all this stuff about him. And then.
Yeah, because they find the body. Was it bodies or body?
They
in
find
the
the
house?
body. Multiple bodies. He was a serial killer.
Yeah, he was a sicko. Definitely.
Yeah. So then we Josh and Aly kind of ride off into the sunset after that, and we get the epilogue, which is them doing the non-con chase through the woods.
Okay, what I find funny is all of the like TikToks and stuff that people did for this just fucking killed me so bad. I don't like this one.
No, I also like the entire time where he finally gets her. And they're just talking about how much mud they've rolled in and like the nasty creek and like getting scratched
and all
up.
of it was just gross. And they beat the shit out of each other. They don't even try.
She's like
nice.
kicking him off.
She like kicks him, but like in a hardcore, like a true kick, not like a lovey. She like kicks him.
No, they're full on wrestling.
I don't know. Don't get me wrong, okay? Because like when you meet somebody and you first start dating and you like wrestle each other and you do all those fun things and you kind of like that was not what they did. They fully were like punching and prodding and the whole nine. Oh, we forgot. We forgot about the second cat.
Oh, yeah, no. Maud that they adopt too.
Fred's little brother.
Yeah, Fred's little sister.
Sister. After I said it, I was like,
so
wait.
they adopt Maud together. Yeah. They move in together. They adopt Maud. And then they are doing this little vacation thing because she's always had this fantasy of having him chase her through the woods.
Okay.
But and they're like, if I catch you, I fuck you.
Okay. Would you want to do this?
No.
This does not turn you on. Because this is like a big thing on TikTok
thing.
And women are like hardcore running for it.
Yeah, the whole if I catch you, I fuck you thing, not my thing.
No, it's super rapey.
It's super rapey. Like, in my perspective, it's super rapey.
The whole thing is the whole thing is super rapey.
I guess the non-con part of it is really like it's
not down.
I'm not into that. I guess like a lot of the stuff that they did where it was like the bondage stuff or like the even riding the knife, it all felt like very much if she said stop, it would have stopped kind of thing. Whereas like non-con, yes, they probably had a safe word going into it, but like it just
pineapple.
It feels weird. Yeah, pineapple. It just feels weird.
Pineapple would suck as your word because you'd see a pine cone, you would hear pine, and you'd be like, I was saying pine cone. I don't know. Yeah, I just the whole thing. No, I didn't love it.
Also, I'd have to run.
I love running. I just didn't love it. I was like, no. I don't know why. That one didn't do it for me. Actually, that one actually bothered me. It felt rapey to me. I was like not okay with it. I don't know. They got like, okay, look, I'm going to be completely fucking honest. I love to camp and be dirty and the whole nine. I don't love dirty sex. I don't love being dirty. And then you're like, and there's rocks digging into you or bugs crawling on you. And
it feels like a UTI waiting to happen.
I love the way you think. You're just over here. I'm like more like bugs like crawling on me bothers me because you got to take a lot more off as a girl than guys do.
Yeah.
Like, there's like.
Like I said, it feels like a UTI waiting to happen. And as someone who's had a UTI, all I do is complain for like the long it takes the antibiotics to step in to just be like, everything sucks and I hate this.
Yeah, no.
And I couldn't imagine being like covered in mud, scratched to shit. Like he even mentioned it and caught up when they have that first family dinner after this all happens and they're showing up to tell them that they're engaged, that they're just all beat to shit. And Junior's like, what the hell happened to you two? But they get back to the Airbnb because he proposes right after that happens.
I know, which is cute.
It's in their characters. It totally fits.
It was 100% fits them.
Yeah.
It just wasn't my thing.
And then they go back to the Airbnb and Maud and Fred have like ripped up the curtains and stuff. And I just love that they took their cats on vacation with them. Like, it's just so funny.
It's their children, though. Like,
it is their children. And he's just totally like, he's like, all the times where he's like, Mommy and Daddy are going to have time together.
I forgot about that, the Batman voice.
He immediately.
Come on, Freddie and Daddy. Mommy and Daddy are going to have time together.
I just love that he immediately starts calling him his son. And she's just like, okay, I guess this is happening. Like,
right? She doesn't even care. She's like, okay.
It's amazing. Everything to do with the cats. The Batman voice was incredible. Jacob Hammond doing Batman voice was so funny. And then did the audiobook? No, the audiobook doesn't have the new bonus chapter. So the new bonus chapter in the Barnes & Noble edition of Lights Out has the first time, because part of the thing was if she lost the bet and he caught her in the woods within the 15-minute time span, she had to appear in one of his Mask Talk videos. So she lost the bet because he got her.
No, they talk about this in the audio.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Do they have it? Okay. So her actual scene that she filmed is in the audiobook?
I don't know. I know they talk about it though.
Yeah, so they talk about it because that was the price if she lost, and she did lose. So the bonus chapter in this edition is the first time that she films a mask talk with him. But yeah, so that bonus chapter is them, and he draws it out for so long. She's like, "Can we just film the fucking video?" And like,
yeah, then no, that's
and
not.
then they end up hooking up and all that kind of stuff.
No,
yeah,
it doesn't.
So
Thing.
and she's like making fun of the outfit that she's in and all this kind of stuff. So it was a fun little thing. I think there's like another bonus chapter that's gonna get released with the hardbound, and I can't buy another copy of this book. I'm sorry, Navessa Allen. I already own 2 copies.
No, and you know how Katie feels about this. If you're gonna freaking put out a bonus chapter, everybody should get it.
I agree. I think everyone should get it. But and I don't know. I haven't checked on her stuff if the bonus chapters are available elsewhere. But so that's Lights Out. I love this book. It is such a fun read, and it's really like I said, the audiobook is a ton of fun. Like the narrators did amazing.
I liked it. Like I said, I think this one I struggled with because it was living my real life. Other than the chasing in the woods and killing somebody. We'll have to see in the future if that's true or not.
Hopefully not the chasing in the woods.
I have no idea.
Maybe the right person will make you into it.
My ex-husband left. We have no idea.
Oh God. So yeah, that was our coverage of Lights Out. We will be talking about Caught Up very soon here too, if you want to listen to that. And we are on Spotify, and hopefully we will be getting up on other channels as well, maybe Apple Music and a couple other places. But if not, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put up a slide on where you can follow us on social media, and we will see you next time.